Hey everybody, this is Sherry, and we're getting ready to make a card together, and we're going to start with some Tim Holtz Salty Ocean Distress ink, and we're going to ink on a piece of Strathmore Bristol Smooth paper. Guys, that is the most incredible paper to do any blending on. I will do a comparison video so that you guys can see it. And see the differences, because there really are I just can't explain the difference. It's just great. And I'm just going to finish blending up here the rest of our sky and inking that all up. And then we're going to move forward with a couple die cuts. And there are the dies that we're going to use. And then bam, there they are already cut out, guys. Isn't that lovely? We're using a doohickey grass lace die and another doohickey Tilda lovely fence die. And I'm just cleaning up my mess from where I inked up the piece of paper. And now I'm just going to try to layer all of my stuff together to see how I want it. And these are the dies that I did earlier in the week from Cottage Cutz. And I'm working with the ducks, who are Quackers and Quack. And I will make sure there is a link in the description box for them. And they are going to be the star of the show. And here I am just getting ready to glue down my fence. And I found, I lost my pen to my glue thingy. So I found out that they were supposed to just be stainless steel pens. Cool. So I went ahead and I ordered some stainless steel pens. Not, just the one pen or the two, but a whole pack of stainless steel pens. Or so they were supposed to be, because I pulled that open and my glue was all icky and brown and I was ticked off. So now I have to reorder and get me a new pen. That just made me mad, and I know that it has to be that they probably just sent me regular old pens and just ruined my whole day. So I'm just lining up my grass, and I only glued it on the bottom because I wanted to have room for the duck's feet and stuff to go in the grass and in front of the fence. And I'm just going to take my Tim Holtz snips here and trim off anything that hangs over the edge. Super easy, quick way to do it. Nothing fancy. And I believe I trim off a little on the bottom, I think, because there was just a tiny little nub of the... Yep, there it is. Just a tiny little nub that stuck out at the bottom that was green. So we've got our fence and our grass up, and we're going to die cut a few other things here. Some flowers from the Sweet Spring Kitty set, and then bam, there are our flowers. And so I just used BG 11, 13, and 15 for the flowers, and then I used Y19 for the yellow in the center. And I'm going to stay and show you how I colored all of them. Or I will show you how I colored this one, but I colored them all the same. They're all going to, I use the same colors on all of them. I just kind of wanted to bring the blue, or the blue-green, however you want to look at it there, down into the bottom of the card, because there's such a large amount of blue at the top. My golly, what is wrong with me, people? And just blending everything together there, and it's going to be all said and done. And filling in my center to make it all pretty and yellow in the middle to match our ducks. And bam, there they're all done. And I love how they turned out. And all I used that Sweet Spring Kitty die for was the flowers on that one. And I will use it again, or use the whole die and show it to you, but I haven't had a chance to cut it out yet. And so I'm just going to stick my ducks down in behind the grass, but in front of the fence, and glue them down all good. And I was so bummed about that not being a stainless steel pen, because I don't like wasting my glue, and it was brown, it was icky, and I was bummed. No. So here I am. I wanted them looking like the one was talking to the other one, and I realized that I needed, stuff at the bottom, so I cut out the flowers, and I'm using just my glue dot adhesive for those. And I got that roll from somewhere. You had to buy it separate, or it came with a set of glue dots, but now you can buy it separately. I saw it at, I believe it was Joann's. So I'm just, there's a tiny little micro dots, and I'm just using them to attach my flowers. And that those things stick great. Now I did cut out, or did plan to put 4 on, and I realized that I wanted an odd number. So I go back and I get another one and put a glue dot on it, and I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put it at, because I didn't really think that through well enough, apparently. And so I'm going to put my other glue dot on, and I'm going to stick it over there on the left hand side and call that done. And I'm loving the way this is turning out. So I'm just going to take some adhesive from my ATG gun and put quite a bit on the back, because I did, you know, put a lot of wet glue and stuff, and I want to make sure it sticks good. I didn't want it to be warbled. And just attach that to my card base. Now I'm using the Gerda Steiner Lucky Duck stamp set and my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And I'm going to stamp a sentiment on the inside of the card. And it says, I forget what it says. I am a lucky duck to have you. There you go. And so there's the front of the card and the inside. And now we're going to start on the envelope. And I just got an 8x8 piece of paper, and I'm marking it at 3.5, and then after that I just use that score line as my mark and make up my envelope real quick. And I am really loving making my own envelopes, because then I can make them any color I want and decorate them any way that I want. And I'm really having fun with this decorating envelope thing. I never did that before, and now that I've started it, I'm just having a blast. So I'm just going and creasing down all of my score lines, making sure everything's nice and crisp. And I'm going to get out my tiny little cutter there and trim off the tip of it, because I don't like that there. I want it to be flush at the top. I don't want it to point up. That bothers me. And I just use my art glitter glue to glue that down, and I have never had any trouble with any of them coming apart, guys. That stuff is awesome. And I'm going to get my square ruler, or T-square. Guys, please forgive me. And I'm going to make a little box on the front of the envelope for the address to go in. And that T-square is awesome because it makes everything straight. I don't have to try to eyeball it or figure it out. It just automatically works. Put it up across the top, get it all nice and snug up against it, and it does all the work for you. And so I just used my Sharpie pen to do the box, and I'm going to use some more Gerda Steiner stamps from the Lucky Duck set to finish off the envelope. And again, I will be using my VersaFine Onyx Black ink, because I'm not coloring any of this. I just wanted it there for some type of decoration and something cute. And I can't help it, I busted up laughing when I did this. I was so proud of myself. I'm like, his head's going to come out of the bottom of the square, and he looks like somebody stretched his neck a mile long. I don't know why I did it, but it made me smile. I hope that I'm going to send this to a wonderful friend. She has been my friend, but like a second mom to me since I was a little girl. And so I wanted to make this to send to her. And so I thought that that would make her smile. And then I'm just going to use You Quack Me Up on the left-hand side, and I will just put my address below. Thanks for visiting me today, guys, and happy crafting. Bye.